Okay, so hello to everyone first. My name is Rosen, or in games I'm known like Quam, or from the stream I'm RP, which is the first letters of my name. In here I'm going to show you all the tips you need from Naraka, all the things I sort of learned, a couple of things I actually learned from streamers that I saw them doing, or eventually, let's say someone asked and they answered the question. So not all of these things I've learned on my own. This video was supposed to come like 2 weeks ago, as I played the game for 1 week and I wanted to show my experience, but then I didn't have time, and after that some other stuff happened, and after that there was some updates for the game. They changed a couple of things, so there was no point to do it, and that's why I'm doing it now. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but still didn't have time. So this is the quick introduction. We're just going to go over the video and do everything as fast as possible. I sort of wanna have more time for the combat, if I can say so, and go briefly for everything else. I'll give shout to a streamer named Pubi. He's a really nice guy. He's playing monk, so some of the stuff I've learned for him, and that's why I want to give it a shout. If you see me doing any kind of mistakes, or I'm wrong about something, or feel free to type something in the comments, or just come if you want to the stream. I'm streaming every day. So basically that's it. Let's just get over to the game. Sorry if I'm not looking all the time at the camera, but I'm looking at my other monitor and I have a couple of stuff that I wrote down. We can have some kind of schedule, if you want to say it, for the video. Okay, so first off, we're just going to go over the talents, because this is the first thing. And before that, over here on the screen right now, you're going to see all the settings for the dodging and all these things that I'm going to use. Like when I'm saying combo, I'm just going to say let's say A and B plus space, plus S only, typing it like that, so you can see the combos. Right now I'm just going to go over the settings first, because let's start from there, since I've already shown you the key bindings. So basically on the settings, limit your FPS to something. One thing I know from some people is that if you're using Nvidia, don't go to the maximum FPS, because you may extremely have drops of the FPS for some reason. I think it might be because of the directs, because it's not 12, but regardless, to be honest, if you're using 165 monitor like me, cap it to that. It doesn't quite make that much of a difference. If you cap it to 330 FPS, you're going to find difference, but it depends if you're streaming like me and playing the game, so you don't want to get these FPS drops or wax or whatsoever. And also you're going to just use your processor a lot, your RAM is used a lot in this game, and your video cartridge is going to be on pretty hard temperatures. As for everything else, you want everything of this off if you're using Nvidia. I'm with AMD personally, and all of this is too low. Like I personally don't find that much of a difference if you're using on high and low. The only difference is how your GPU is going to be used. For the other settings, this is something you can basically use it for your style of playing. Right now I have lowered down quite a lot the music in the game, just so you can hear me more. And as for the game, public chat, this stuff, like you don't need to hear anyone else, and the only thing you need to know is pressing E to open your microphone when you're playing trios for your games. And if you're using a couple of mics, you have a headset, you have a microphone also. When you go in your settings, specifically for that game, choose one mic because you may have some kind of bugs, and even if you're pressing E or T to speak to your teammates, it won't do anything. So in my opinion, do that. Everything else, the English voice isn't the best, but regardless, if you're not playing with friends or you find a team you can play it for trios, let's say, just use English in my opinion. The voice acting isn't great, but it's just going to make it easier for you if you're not from Asia and don't speak Chinese, Japanese and stuff like that. Everything else is by default. The only thing you wanna change is melee assistance, do it off, and auto run, make it to the press. I think it's not by default. If you don't like people seeing your ping, you can turn this off, or if you're playing, let's say you're from Asia or from the US and you come to play in Europe, you don't want people to see that you're sort of lagging, you can do that. That's basically going to help you because they may not know you're from somewhere else and they may try parry you and work this correctly. Okay, so enough of that. Overall, talents. What you need to know. For every hero is the same. Right now, dodging and grappling is really important, so over here, you can click over here. Let's say I'm going to change the channel. When you click over here, you're going to need these materials over here that you're getting from game. Max level is level 5, you're going to upgrade it and so beyond. Over here, you want energy. You want your energy to be more. This one also, you want energy. You want more energy, faster regeneration of the energy. Over here, also, you want your dodges and energy to be costless. So you're going to focus on that. I have only one that's for grappling speed because I find it helpful. Most of the people just go on full dodge and energy, less usage. Over here, this is the only thing you should change depending on a couple of heroes you're playing, but if you're not playing them, just go for the grappling distance. It's going to be really helpful because 5% plus 5 more percent it adds up and it can save you quite a lot of times. The other thing you're going to use is the skill cooldown, but this depends on which hero you're going to use. So we're going to start from Viper now, so I can explain sort of the skills really quick and what they are and what in my opinion you should use, and so go on. First one, Viper passive skill, the F click by default. It knockbacks the enemies, useless skill, don't use it. The moment you can you unlock these ones, just start using the other ones. This one is going to make damage to them and it's going to make them heal less faster. So useless again. This is the thing you should use. I truly haven't seen anyone using any of the other ones. The moment you all are opening these ones, everyone is using this one because you won't be able to use your ultimate skills and stuff like that for 8 seconds. Plus you're again knocking back on the enemy, and that's the best one. If you're playing solo, in my opinion you should use this one, and if you're good with range weapons, because the enemy is going to be stunned for 5 seconds, and if you're good with them and you're close to him, you're just going to aim in the head and they're probably going to die or almost die. If you're doing trios and you're good with your melee weapon and combat, you should use this one, because when you use this one they cannot use grappling hooks, ultimate skill, but they can also fight you. Like when you use that, you can fight them and they also can fight you. So if you're good and have a good team, you can feel free to use this one. If you're not that good, the second ultimate of Viper, when it's done, it's going to stun them for 2 seconds, so it can be helpful, but only for trios. I truly suggest this one for the 5 seconds if you're doing solos, but if you are not that good with range weapons, just go for the second one. And third one is for trios, in my opinion, the best one. If your teammates, like you have friends that you're playing together, and you're not that good still, or let's say you're playing against really higher ranker players than you, I suggest go for the second one, because this can actually save you, and if you're playing against good players, this may not help them. Like it can help for you, but if they're good, you're a bit wasting your time, so you can go for this one. Okay, for Temulch, I'm just going to call him like that. Can't pronounce the name, sorry for that. Over here, first skill you start off, you need to aim at them, use a skill. Third one, you can aim it somewhere and it's going to reflect a couple of times and hit them. It's going to do some kind of damage, but usually you won't be able to do that because the other people are just going to be able to dodge it. You should use this one. It's an auto aim, so takes second ultimate. Is pretty nice because no matter where you're going to aim, they're going to hit him. And before you use this skill, the three balls that are around you, if someone is trying to shoot you, let's say with a bow, with a musket, you have basically immune for 3 hits. For the ultimates, a lot of people are using this one because you're in a storm for 15 seconds. Some people use this one that you're going to be inside and your energy is going to recover much faster by dodging and stuff like that. I find it useless and personally don't think it's okay to use it, and it's only for 12 seconds. I use the third one personally because I don't care about the other 3 seconds. It can be helpful in 3v3s, but if you're playing even solos, when you move through the wall, it's going to instantly recover your passive skill, so that's why I personally use it. It's going to help me dodge and stuff like that. I'm sorry that I'm saying personally, but most of the things are for the game. Matari, I don't like her. She's more of the heroes that you're going to play like you're going to run from, and for me personally, again, I prefer to fight. I don't like to run that much, so that's it. First skill of Matari, silent. If you hold it, you're going to dodge longer. Useless, you won't use it the moment you open these ones. Second one, you should never use this one because you're going to port somewhere. It has great distance, right? But you're going to leave this position of your hero over there. And the moment you click F again, you're going to go back there. And everyone, like not everyone, but the majority of players, they're just going to be there staying and wait from you and just going to attack you as you land there. You're going to use the second one because you can dodge 2 times. The distance isn't that great, but it's much better if you want to escape from fights. As for the ultimates, the first one, you won't use it the moment you open these ones. It's for 20 seconds. When you have Matari's ultimate used, you're going to be invincible. People are still sort of going to see you, but it's going to be harder for them, and also you won't be able to be grabbed by them. If you're doing souls, you should use the second one because your climbing, attack, and all this stuff are going to be faster, so it's just better for you. And if you're playing trios, you're going to use the third one because it's going to make your teammates invincible as well. The only reason I would say people should play in trios Matari is it can help for Viper's ultimate. If Viper is using her ultimate, you can just go hide behind the building. It's going to be detaching the ultimate die, and the other way you can be invisible, and the third way is if you hide in the red bush that you can see over there. These are basically the ways you can escape from Viper's ultimate and what you should use for Matari. Tarka Ji, I personally like him, and this is one of the heroes, in my opinion, you should be using the cooldown. The other guy is a tech, but most likely you probably won't use it on him. But over here I would suggest go for full cooldown build. If you're using my build, if you're using someone else or the other builds I'm going to show you, don't go for cooldown, but if you're using the third skill, that's going to use one fireball and it's going to knock the enemies and deal damage, pretty good damage too. Use the cooldown. First skill you're going to start with, it's okay because you're going to be tanky for a couple of seconds, for 3 seconds, but the hit that he's doing, most likely you won't be able to do it because people, when they see you doing that, they're just going to dodge back, and when they dodge back, you won't even hit them. The second one is the same time, actually it's longer, excuse me, it's for 5 seconds. It's useful if you're more of a tanky, not so much of a attacker player, but the problem with it is that most of the people won't be in a close range. It has a longer range, but it depends what kind of player you are. I'm more of an attacker. I don't like to hide or run that much, so this is why I'm using the third one. Okay, for the ultimate, the first one you're just going to be a little bit faster, that's all. The second one you're going to be faster, and also you're going to be able to spam your passive skill, and that's it. If you're using my build, go for it, because you're going to be able to use 6 or 7 fireballs, I'm not sure about that. And if you're using, again, if you're using the giant, the Giga Flame, you can use this blackout, the third one, because this is almost infinite. If you're doing souls, it's really useful in the end circle, for the reason because it recovers as you do damage. You're hitting faster, you're moving faster, you're charging a little bit faster, really slow, but a little bit faster. You can almost have this infinite, and some people use it with the Giga Flame, but most of the people use it with the second one, with the bite. I personally, as I said, I'm using this, so if you're using this build, you should go for cooldown. If you're not, you can go for this one, or if you don't like to tank for a couple of seconds, you sort of want to do damage every like 15 seconds, I think is the cooldown of the 20 seconds, excuse me, is the cooldown of the skill. You can use the third one. It's really useful if you're more of a melee combat player. If you try to be a couple of range bonuses to have, like not only the bow and crossbow and musket and stuff like that, go for this one. Next one is Kurumi. You should always use, for me, a skill cooldown here. I'm going to explain really quick why. Her passive skill, the third one, it is useless because it's going to heal a little bit and give you a little bit of armor. Not useful at all. This one is going to give you attack and heal you a bit. Useless again. And the first one that most of the people use, you're going to be able to heal your teammates and resurrect them if they're dead. How you're using Kurumi's passive skill is when you click F, you can click F on your teammates so you can heal them or resurrect them. It's going to heal 50% of the HP. You can do that when you're clicking R and B, or you can port next to them on L and B. If you don't have a teammates, you're just going to get an umbrella that is going to be your binding, but mind is that you can only heal your teammates passively. The only way you can heal yourself is you use the R&B. For the ultimates, this is why you should not use the first one. It's going to heal you in a circle, and Tarka and Tech, they can use their passive skill and they can make this Tarka can make this take your damage, fire damage, and Tech can make a tornado, a storm around them, and that's really bad. So don't use the first one. Second one is going to recover your armor if you're in this circle, but in my opinion it's not that useful. And the third one that most of the people do, it's going to recover half your HP and if you're having an epic armor, it's going to recover half of it. So it's really useful. And this ultimate works, it's not like a circle like the other two. This one works no matter where you are at the map, it's going to heal your teammates and recover their armor, so it's very useful. Next one is Tianhai, the monk that becomes Titan with his ultimate. Over here, you're still going over here for grappling. First passive skill, the bell, is going to save you from 1 second from one attack, but does nothing else. The third one is going to knock back the enemies when they use focus attack, and the second one that most of the people use when they use focus attack, you're going to use your bell. That also reflects damage if they're shooting you with arrows, but it's going to parry them, so it's going to detach their melee weapon. The ultimate is the first one. It's pretty normal, I would say. You're going to have a weak point, it's going to be your leg, your chest, or your head. So people who have ranged weapons are probably going to focus you over there. The way you're going to use your ultimate is by clicking L and B. You're going to grab people from certain distance. If people are next to you, close to you, you can use the R and B, and he's just going to grab them from the below. And when you grab someone, you can press F, and you're going to hit them to the ground or throw them a little bit further from you, and it's going to do damage to them. And if you grab two people, like you can see on the animation right now, they're going to do substantially much more damage. The skill is debuffed a little bit, so you're doing less damage now, and you have a little bit less HP also. If you have 1000 HP when you're in normal form, when you're Titan, you're going to have like a bit more than 2000. The second one, I would not use this, because if you're playing Truce, let's say, and the only reason why you're going to use the second Titan form is if you're in Truce, it's going to recover your teammates, you can grab them, and this is really bad, because you should probably fight, and most of the people are going to focus on you, so I don't think it's a good idea to grab them. It can save them, but most likely no. The third one, when you grab someone and you hit them, you're pressing the F, you're going to heal yourself, so this one way you can use it. And in the end game circle, you can also use this one because it's helpful. If you're getting lower, you can most likely get someone and you're going to kill yourself, and a lot of the times you may use your ultimate only when you, let's say you're in a fight and you have like 30% left of your HP, you're going to press V, you're going to use your ultimate, and you're going to be recovering on full HP, so you can cancel it by pressing V again, holding for 1 second, and the other people are probably going to run from you, so you can have time to recover your armor as well. And last but not least, my favorite hero. Over here you can use cooldown only for her third passive skill, but we're going to get over there in a second. If you're more of a fighter, I suggest you use the first one. She's going to make this sprint flash. These blades are going to rotate in a certain distance, and you can use that to escape or just to start air combo or uppercut, if you want to call it, which you're going to see later how to do it. And the second one, she's just throwing the much shorter distance, and pressing F again, she's going to do this animation, she's going to do damage. I personally haven't seen most of people who are playing her use that. They're rather using this, or if they're using the third one, it's going to be the blade is going to go for certain amounts of time, for about 5 seconds to the direction you're pointing it, and if you're staying inside, you're going to be immune to hits. The only thing you're not going to be immune is to flame, so the flamethrower you won't be immune to it, but to everything else you're going to be perfectly fine. Also, if the Titan form gets you, it can get you over here. It won't save you. The Titan form can grab everyone in any form, no matter if they're using their ultimate or not. As for the ultimate, you're starting by default with this one. You're going to do 3 splash hits. You're just going to use this ultimate from the start. And after that, you're just going to use the third one probably, but the second one is going to heal you a little bit. I find it personally not useful. Also, when you're using the ultimate, you can click the left button, so it's going to use like your passive skill, and you can teleport there. So as you're hitting them and they're moving, you can use that so you can go to their direction, and if they're further, you can catch them because this skill has some kind of range. And the third one, at the end, you're going to get 3 extra hits. So basically, you're getting 9 hits in total, but 3 of those hits are from the passive, so they won't do that much damage, and the last hits also won't do as much damage as the first one. But this is what you want to do if you're using her. Go for the third ultimate. If you are more of a tanky person, go for Split Slash, the third option, the Vortex. If not, just go for the first one. It's going to help you escape, stuff like that. Right now we are just going to go and start with the movement, because I think it's the easiest thing we can go for. I'm just going to get these 2 weapons for now. Okay, so the first way you're going to move is normal way. You're just clicking W. You're slow. That's it. The second way is, as you're clicking W, you're going to click Shift and you're going to start sprinting. The other way you can do it is hold Shift for a couple of seconds and it's automatically going to start sprinting if you're staying at one spot. The third thing you can do is you can go into sprint phase and you're going to start clicking the control button and you're going to slide. This is like really slightly faster than the sprint. The next thing you can do for the movement is you're going to click this, and if you go here you're going to jump, and first it's going to look like that. As you get better, it's going to look like that. You're just going to cancel it, and this is faster than the sprint and the sliding, the crunching. So next thing you're going to do is, as you're going to press R and B and you're going to dodge. So R and B, and you're going to click. As you see the blue attack, you're just going to click Shift or whatever keybind you're using for dodging or sprinting, and you're going to cancel it. And when you already don't have energy, you can just switch to the crunching and jumping. When you get the energy, you're going to do this again and repeat, and you're going to move substantially much faster. And another thing for the Greatsword, as you're sprinting and you jump, you're going to click L and B and you're going to move like that. And as you're doing this, you're going to be faster than the sprint, but you're not going to be faster than the dodging. You can do the dodge also with the left charge attack, but I personally found it easier to do it with the right one. The animation just like it helps more. Next thing for the movement, we're going to go over here. So as I'm here, I'm just going to grab a couple of this. You're going to grab something, and when you grab it, at the end you're just going to click L and B and you're going to move like that. And it works for every weapon, it's the same for all the melee weapons. And if you hold this a little bit longer, let's say you don't have the energy, you're going to hold it for a little bit longer. You can do it on every weapon, and you're probably going to charge your stamina and do this again. One more thing you can do is when you're on the tree, you can click L and B and you're going to jump like this much faster and much higher, because most of the time if you're doing this, or let's say you're pressing the jump, it works, but I find it easier to use the L and B to climb it. One more thing, when you're on a tree, for your movement, you're just going to press L and B. It's going to charge to the direction you go. When you're on the tree, you're going to hold L and B again, but slightly before it gets to the point that you can use it, you're just going to go over here and it's going to go for shoulder range, but you can use it everywhere or here as well. Next thing you can do is when you're starting to go somewhere, you can do this again. It doesn't need to be in there, but if you're doing it over there, you're just going to travel much further than if you're just going over there, grabbing someone and attacking them. Now let's go for the items you need to get and use. So let's say you're already opening everything. And these are the items you need for the end game. This is how much you need from it. This is how it should look, in my opinion. Here's the reason why. Some of the times, depending on what players you're fighting on your ranking, you're going to need to use this stuff. So you're going to need to recover your HP. If you're in a team, we can go with one spot only and get one more for defense. You need a lot for defense. If you're not that much of a grabble user, you're just going to go for only 12 grabbles, not for 18. And that's a change, like there's nothing much more than that. And you need only one repair kit. The only reason you may need more than 2 repair kits, so for 2 spots, is because let's say you're good with a range weapon and you're playing in trios, you're going to need to recover your range weapon much more. So this is one of the reasons why. Okay, so now we're going to go to the soul gems. Here they are. The normal ones, they debuff them, but the maximum you can have is, for the percentage, I'm just going to show you, is 50% for HP, 50% for HP, 15% for attack, 25% for melee resistance, and range resistance is 40 and 30%. Defense from range damage and hit damage. I personally don't use the range one. So how I'll go, because these ones are going to be hard to find, the legendary ones. If you're already about in the end circle, you're probably going to have a couple of epic ones. But if you don't, I personally like to have 1 or 2 for melee, or 1 for attack, 2 melee. It depends. You're going to pick 2 melee or 2 attack and 1 melee, and the rest you're just going to go for HP. Because when you're using this, you have quite a lot of melee resistance, and if you're not that good of a fighter, this is going to help you regardless. And let's say you maybe find a better one for attack, you're already doing pretty good. But let's say you have the epic ones. If you have an epic ones, I personally prefer to have 2 attack, 1 melee, and the rest is for HP. So because you're going to cap it to the 50%, you're going to get it like that. But another way you can do it is just go for 2-2 of each one. So it's going to be almost to the max, like you have legendaries. This is your go-to, the normal ones that you're going to use. Now a couple of special ones you're going to use are these ones. So I'm going to go very quick through all of this and then show you a couple of them you should use. Bullet Diffraction, you don't need this. Silent Footstep, this works only souls from the beginning. This is useless for costless, or the walk. This one, you should use it. This is what it does. When you dodge, you're going to be invincible, and it helps you a lot. So if you can find it, use it. The focus, knockback enemies, airbound, useless. Gikuku, footstep, again, useless. Craftsmanship, useless. Swift kill, use this one if you can find it, and you don't have quite better ones, epic ones, and you're close to and circle. This is going to help you a lot. Advanced vitality healing. You should use this one because when you have this one, it's going to heal you much more than normally this one will heal you only 2 spots. So on the blue armor, or it's going to heal the normal armor fully, or 2 spots on the epic one, and on the legendary one it's going to heal 2 times again. So when you use this one, it's going to heal you fully for the third one. It's going to heal you by the time passes, and this goes for the HP as well. So this one is very useful. If you can find it, use it. It's much better than the swift heal. Group heal is only for if you're praying to use. Tuna. Here's why you should use this one. Again, let's open the bot. So if you have Tua, this was going to happen. If you use the rest mod, you're going to heal yourself. The other ones you can use. This one is useless again. The grabbing distance is useless. Although it's useless when you repair, it won't stop it. When you dodge. This one again for the coins. The repair kit while dodging also. This one, the desperation one, when you use it, what you can do is, if you're lower HP, you're just going to be able to hit more damage, and you're going to be able to maybe defeat your opponent if he was on much more HP than you, or he has an armor and you don't. So it's just going to help you. You can use that one, but only if you're good at melee fighting. And in Skyforce, the steel, armor steel, I personally don't use it. For the Mary Soul Gems, let me get every of the weapons. Okay. Over here, we're going to start from the start, from the Katana. I personally would not use any of these. Maybe I would use this one, because it's going to heal you and recover your armor slightly. But if you can get the epic ones on every weapon, you should use them. For the Greatsword, again, I personally don't find this good to be used. But if you're using this one, you have Katana, this is what's going to happen. When you use your focus attack, the OMB, hold OMB, or the right OMB, is going to 100% do a lot of damage there. Mind that if you're using the right OMB, you need like distance. If you're using the OMB, you also would want distance, but it's not that much. It's not like the normal one, but they need to be much close to you. For the other ones, for the Greatsword, I personally don't find this useful to use any of the other ones. Only the last one is fine because the LMB hold charge attack on the third is going to this animation and it's going to do much more damage. And for the right one, like it doesn't help. Like the only reason you should use is this one, the epic one, the legendary, excuse me, because it's going to hit much more damage than this. And it's going to spin like I think one more time. For your longsword, I personally like the uppercut and the phoenix. What this does is we're going to hit 2 times, your right RMB or on your left RMB. And the other thing is when you crunch your RMB, I'm trying to get him out from here. Okay. This is just better for your uppercut. If you have this, and a lot of the combos for the longsword, you're going to use this uppercut. So that's why you should use this Souljades for the longsword. But if you can find any of the epics, you should go for them. For the dagger, the only one I would use is the charge attack, because when you're pressing R and B, it's going to throw the dagger, and it can be helpful because the dagger isn't that much of a ranged weapon. So this is the only one I would use for the dagger. And as for the spear, what you want to use is if you can get this one and the 2 scale hit. This one's like, you don't really need them used, but if you have then chance you're going to hit 2 times. If you have RD tune, so if you have this one, you're going to hit them twice. So it's really useful, if of course they don't parry you. This weapon, as you're clicking it already starts. Now you need a couple of seconds before it can charge, and it's just going to get someone, and it's just going to start pushing them. Mind that they can parry you when you use this one. And for this one, you have a little bit of range. But mind is that the flame is going like that, right? But it still has, it's continuing. It gets longer as it goes. And as you can see, when you use this one, it attacks the armor, but it also gets from your HP. So this is very useful for trees, or sometimes in the end get third party insults. The way this one works and the pistol. So this one you can just spam it one time and it's going to hit 5 times, or you can charge it fully. You can move around it. It's going to use 50% of the ammo. That means it's going to use 40 ammo. Also, when you're doing this, you can just dodge and you can stop it, or just click the right click, the R&B, and you're going to cancel it. But this one is very useful if you have a monk, someone like me, Tianhai. You can use him for as he's grabbing someone, you can charge them and you can just shoot them and they're probably going to be dead. So very useful for 3 trees and sometimes to third party. Okay, now for the soul gems, we're just going to start with these ones, with the pistol and the cannon. For the pistol, the only thing I suggest you get is quick charge. Everything else is, in my opinion, useless for charging. It won't hit that much of damage, but here's the difference with a quick charge. It took like 1 second to charge over, right? Without it, it takes like 3 seconds. So it's much useful to have this for charge. Now for the cannon. The cannon you can use Meteor with combo with twin shot. Here's why. When you have Meteor, whenever you aim, it goes there. Like, if the target's over there, you're just going to target them. And when you have this, you're going to hit 2 times. You're just essentially going to hit more damage than if you just use this one. A little bit more, like 100 more damage, but it's still better if you have the 2 shot. If you don't have it, if I'm staying over here and I shoot him, it's not getting to him because I need to get a little bit range. It needs to get a little bit further. I don't know what's the current range for this one, because I have tested it over here and I have managed to hit the training dummy over there. You just need to sort of really time your aim to go over there. But you have limits to this range. I don't know what it is, but as you're here, you're just going to aim above and it's going to maybe hit them. It's very useful for 3 trees and sometimes for soul. The other one you can use is the Gale Orb. It's going to be a larger explosion, so if I shoot over there, he's going to hit it, and if I get this off and it shoots over there, it's not going to hit him. I need to do like that, twice longer. Now for the crossbow. The only reason why you're going to use this is for achievement that you're going to need in the game, not any other specific reason. And if you're not very good with your aim, you're going to use this one. The sharp shot is going to decrease your spread, so your spray. This is how big the circle gets, and if I off this, the circle is almost twice as big. The other thing you should know about the crossbow is you should never just spray. Like, you're going to move, you're going to use 5, you're going to stop. Like, the moment you get to 10, the circle is going to start, but the moment you're under 10, you're hardly going to have spread, and you can just continue shooting on your target. So this is for the crossbow. For the musket now, if you use this one, you're going to be shooting much faster. It's useful, but not that much, because even if you shoot faster, that does mean you're going to have good aim. And it's useful if you have a titan, someone like me, and you can start aiming at them. But if you have the armor piece, and you find an enemy to fight, let's put this over here, it's just going to ignore the armor, so it's just going to go straight for damage. It's useful, but not that much. Like, it's going to help you a lot, don't get me wrong, but you need to sort of find the third part. And the one I specifically prefer to use is the slow shot. You're going to shoot slower, but you're going to hit substantially bigger damage. And if you're using the R&B on this, instead of only LMB, the R&B is hitting substantially twice as the damage what you can do normal shots, the LMB. And now for the bow. Personally, I've seen people use this one. I don't like it because it takes time to charge it fully, and then you're going to shoot them, right? And it's going to make an explosion, but you're also going to do less damage. Because if you're just going for this, I'm hitting more damage than with that explosion. So the only reason you're going to use this is if you want to do the achievements. Flaming arrow, you can use that sometimes, but I personally would not. It's just going to make them bleed a little bit, but you're also going to hit less damage. So again, not useful to use. So this one I personally don't think it's useful. It's just going to cripple them. So are you going to shoot them in the leg to do damage and make them slower, or you're going to aim for the head and hit more? And also, the double shot, in my opinion, is not useful because 2 shots, it doesn't mean that if I shoot over here, I'm substantially the second shot is going to hit them. So that's why I don't think any of the soul gems for the bow are useful. The only one, like, if you think this one can help you to shoot 2 arrows almost close to each other, go for it, but I prefer just to go for normal one and aim. And also, don't go for the full charge. The only reason why you should go, if you can find an enemy that's staying still, is going to hit a lot of damage. If not, if you're sort of close or the enemy is almost dead and you're close to it, you should just go for like this. You're just going to go and spam it. Don't aim for the head, just aim for them so you can hit them. If they don't have armor, you're going to hit them with 2 normal shots. Okay, so for this part of the video, I'm just going to show real quick the combos you're sort of going to be using. And I've separated to Longsword and Katana at the same time, because they're sort of similar. Like, the only change is the vertical and horizontal attacks that the Longsword has, and the skill that the Katana has. And this one is basically a range one, the other one is pretty close one, like the closest one you can get. So over here, the basic thing you're going to do is your first attack is normal, second is something like that, and if you're going for a third one, it's going to be always a focus one. But if you're doing this, you can always combine it with the R&B. So let's get the dummy over here again. So you can combine the longsword. The best thing I would say is if the target you can get them close to, let's say close to this tree, what you can do is you're going to click one time, I'm going to click this, control, and then you're going to do an air combat. So control, RMB, and then before you could have done the jump when you're in the air, you can do that, but nowadays it's pretty hard. So again, 1, 2, you're going to crunch, attack, and then instead of doing that, I would suggest you try to use grapple at the same time, really quick. So 1, 2, you're going to crunch, attack, and do that, basically. Or if you're going to get to him, you can just leave it if he gets up at that time, because most of the time he's going to be able sort of to almost get up. You can just leave it and you're just going to hit him, and that's going to knock him out again. Or here, what you can do is you're going to jump and you're going to click RMB. Sort of the thing goes for the katana. You're going to click one time, you're going to jump one time, and then you can use focus attack on the katana. This is basically sort of the difference for the combo, that the katana is sort of going to be closer to it. Another combo you can use is if you can hit your target with focus horizontal attack, you can focus immediately with RMB focus attack, and you're just going to do more damage. If he's on the ground, you can just use that attack just to hit them, or just jump and hit them back. It matters how you're going to like it. Another thing you can do is, let me repair the weapon real quick, is a bunch of times you're going to do this. You're going to be dodging, you're going to dodge again, and you're just going to be dodging. And you're going to try to hit them. Most of the time, a lot of people are going for 2 hits. I don't suggest do that often. Try to read your opponent first, and when you're done reading your opponent, like, you can go for a second one, dodge to the side, or go behind them, you know. Try to use your focus attack and combine your hits. Sorry for the bug, don't know what just happened. Same thing you can do with this one, but always remember your left click is going to be normal. And also, if you're doing left click, you can just spam it. You can just go around them, or jump backwards and go again. If you jump backwards, you can sort of charge your attack. You can cancel your attacks by you're going to crunch, or the other thing you can do is you're going focus attack, you're skipping back, and the good thing for the katana, it sort of charges faster, so you can try to do a couple of fast attack and cancel, and in the end you're just going to go and you're going to actually do it, hit damage. So this is basically for these 2 weapons. Okay, so for the spear, the normal combo you're going to do is you're going to hit one time, you're going to wait for a bit. Most of the time people won't react because they're going to think you're going to hit twice or dodge, so you can just stop this and you're going to spam RMB. The other thing you're going to do is spam it, click one more time, dodge, and use RMB. Or you're just going to click that and do the same thing you're going to do with the other ones. The next thing you can do, let me try to push the away from here, okay. So next thing we are going to do is let it just go up. Okay. You're going to hit once, you're going to hit twice, you're going to crunch, uppercut, and do LMB after that. What that is, you're not doing this like 2 times. You're doing this as you're above. So what you want to do is, the best combo you can do, in my opinion, is you're going to click 1 time, you're going to click 2 times, you're going to crunch A1B, and after that you're going to use your grapple, go to them and hit them. So this is basically a combo you're going to do. The other combo you can do with the spear is let the dummy guy talk. Okay, you're going to hit once, you're going to hit twice, you're going to hit uppercut, and then you're going to do RMB again. And as he's up, down, you're going to hit them again. So 1 time, 2 times, uppercut, right click, charged RMB. Because he's still going to be on the ground. And this is basically what you're going to do. Like, don't go for this charge attack that I just did. If you can manage to do it, go for it. But if you cannot manage to do it, I would not suggest you do it. Also, this thing that I just did, you can just go on your charge attack, and just before it hits, you're just going to go and press the AMB, and it's going to do the same animation that he's spinning around. And if you have some of the Souljades, the animation is he's going to grab everyone around him, so it's much more useful, and there's no way you can escape it. This one you may escape it or just won't take that much damage, and if you're behind him, maybe you're going to get a little bit damage, but if you're on the side, you won't. And with the Souljade, if you use it, you're basically going to get it. So, but you can do that. The last hit that I just did, you should cancel it. As I already said, for the cancelling, you're just going to dodge, or you're just going to do this and crunch. Now let's go for the dagger. The dagger, the combo I would suggest is let's just push the dummy a little bit further away. Okay. You're going to go for charge attack. You're going to hit them. You're going to hit once. And after that, you can do for one more charge attack. The other combo you can do is you're going to hold LMB. Okay, he wasn't still. You're going to hold LMB. You're going to hit him one more time, and then you're going to dodge and hit the LMB, so you can hit them. And as you hit them, you can charge your focus attack at the back when you dodge, because you're going to dodge. As you're dodging them with the front click dodge, you're going to get behind them more with that charge over there, because they're still on the ground. And if you're behind them, you're just going to use your focus on the RMB. And another thing you should not do is this: split it once and dodge. Like, it's pretty easy to conquer it if people see you're doing it, because each time you dodge with the dagger, the attack is going to be a charge one. So I don't suggest you do it. The other thing you can do is this one. You're doing the focus attack, and then you're going to hit him, and then you're going to grab him and leave it to hit him. Like, don't press LMB or anything, just grab them so it can knock them down. As they're knocked down, you're going to charge your LMB and hit them again. Another thing you can do is, if you can hit them once, go on the back, focus charge, maybe block. I'm going to do this, and again. You need to just trick your opponent that you're going to use charge attack, and eventually you're just going to use the charge attack. But I'm really bad with dagger, so don't take my word for it. There are probably dagger players who are better. I hardly use it, but don't just go for spamming. Try, dodge and trick them, and eventually try to do your focus attack so you can do a higher combo. And the problem with uppercut for dagger, it's just bad. It's just hard to do it most of the time. People are going to be expecting it, and they're going to go for the charge attack. Now let's go for the Greatsword. Mind this, that on Greatsword, every second attack you're doing is focus one. No matter if you're going this and now right click, or you're going right click and then AMB. So with the Longsword, most of the time you're not going to be using these hits. You're just going to go for a normal attack maybe, then you're going to crunch and attack them, and then you're going to press RMB again. The other attack you can do is you're dodging and pressing RMB. The reason for that is if you're just over here when you press this, you won't hit them. But if you're over here and you dodge to them, and you're going for dodge and then hit them, you're going to get to them. From here you don't, but if you dodge, you're going to use it fast and you're going to be able to hit them. Also, another thing you can do is try to trick them with your LMB focus attack. Eventually, let's say you're going to charge it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you're going to cancel it, and eventually you're just going to release it. Like, you're going to trick them that you're canceling the attack. You know, you're just going to move slightly, like they're going to think like you're dodging, but you're not, and you're going to hit much more damage with it. The other combo you can do is, if you can get them, you're going to hit them, continue with that, focus charge, then do the uppercut, and then the LMB. And as they're on the ground, you're just going to spam space and then. So basically, what you want to do is just cancel your attack. So don't try to dodge with the longsword, because it can with the greatsword, because you're going to be able to defend yourself from their focus attacks or normal attacks. So just try to hit them once, crunch again, do another attack, and then if you can, go for focus attack. But most likely your combo is going to be with the RMB, and that includes crunching, hitting, or just dodging and hitting them. So you're just going to dodge and hit them. If they're close to you, you can try to do it with the right kick. If they're not, if they're on the ground, feel free to use focus attack on the greatsword. And that's basically all I can say for the combats. Another thing you can do is, if your target is, let's say, wall, or you're sort of pushing them somewhere, let's try to knock the dummy ability away, and you will knock them out, feel free to just change to your crossbow or a bow, musket, whatever you use, and as they're on the ground you can do a couple of shots. So let's count how many shots you can do if he's on the ground. 1, 2, okay, you're going to switch. You're going to probably be able to hit like 3 times before they get up. And how you're going to cancel an attack, focus attack that's coming to you. One of the ways is you're just going to jump and you're going to block. So you're going to press LMB and RMB at the same time, and it's going to be instant. Because as you can see, if I hit him once and I go for a block, he's going to go for a charge attack. But if I hit them once and I jump, I can use my parry. The other way you can do it is, if you hit, you can crunch and stop it. It's going to be much faster. The same thing goes for every weapon. If you just go and then you go for RMB, it's just going to go like that. So what you want to do is, each time you just want to crunch or jump, press them, or if you have a key binding, you know, press it. This is the fast way you can parry, and it depends on the target you're going to be hitting. But I don't think there's much more I can tell and say. Like, you should practice even with a dummy over here. It really doesn't work that well, so if you can find a teammate, it's going to be nice. I personally don't have one, so it's hard for me to try training 1v1. There are certain people you can, but some of them, let's say, they're really low, or some of them are way above your level. So this is it for the combat, I can say. Hopefully the video isn't that much long, like it's about 1 hour for everything. And now I'm just going to show you like the ranking I'm going to do. So everyone who played so far or just watch everything till here, I appreciate it. Or if you just get to this part and you're watching this one, like, thanks again. But this is sort of it. The rest things is just going to be ranking, the skins or the heroes. So if you're interested in that, you can see it, but as I said at the beginning of the video, everything's in the description. You can find the time lapse. Just find what you're looking for. I think I covered everything for every class. The new class that's going to be coming, I think, today, eventually at some point. For it, I'm just going to add, like, in the description, I'm just going to say for what's best for his abilities to be used, as I check it and level up it to the first 2 quests, so I can get the 2 new passive skills and the 2 new ultimates he can get. And as far for the combat, when I find a partner to play with, I'm going to make sort of an advanced combat in real situations, that you can sort of see more precisely the combats and how they actually work and all this stuff. And in that video that I'm going to make eventually, maybe hopefully in a week or 2, I'm just going to be showing there how you can sort of combine your skills as you fight, depending on your heroes. And that's going to be sort of for the passives. For the ultimates, I'm just going to briefly say them how you can do it, but the video is way too long and I don't think it's useful to not upload the video again for that much time that has passed since the game came out, and I haven't played the game on the beta, so there are probably people who've made much better videos and longer and better explained, but this is it. So thanks for everyone who watched. Now I'm just going to a quick ranking up. Okay, so because I forgot that how you should do it, basically when you're running around, find at the beginning from the start, you're just going to get everything you find. You're just going to go again and grab everything. So you're just going to move around and grab whatever. Okay, when you do that, and you're finally done, and you're sort of full, let's get a couple more. The next thing you want to go is when you start opening stuff, you're just going to start grabbing them. So you're just going to open it and press your tab. So this is basically how you should be looting. To start, you're just going to go around, grab everything you need. As you grab a couple of things and you see you're full, you're going to use your tab, and you're just going to drop whatever you have. You're just going to spam your right click. You're going to drop them, get the things you need, have your tab open. So this is how you're supposed to be looting. Okay, so before we do the ranking up, I remembered I didn't show my key binding. So this is for my setup that you can see in Twitch. What I'm using, and the key bindings, I'm just using my 2 buttons on the mouse that I have for the parries and for the crunching, because it's easier for me to do the movements, and the cancelling, it's not that easy sometimes to do the uppercut with the crunch and the RMB, but it is what it is. Okay, let's rank up the heroes first. So for Soul, I'm ranking up like my favorite heroes, and I'm going to say after that which hero I think is actually the best for Souls. So my favorite is Yoto, the second one is Viper, then it's Tarka Ji, then it's Tianhai, after Tianhai is Temulch, after Temulch is Kurumi, and the last one is Matari. I just don't like her, he's running, and her skills are not that useful, as I've already said. I would like to run. And in reality, what I think are the first 2 best heroes for Souls. Matari is one of them, because most of the people who are ranked up on the top are playing Mataris in the Souls because they're running and they get up to be in the top 5. Another hero is 100% Tianhai, the monk. And the other one right now I would say is Tarka Ji. If you're using the third ultimate, that you're sort of having infinite speed, That are the realistic best heroes. For trios now, I would say the best team for me personally is Yoto, Monk, and Viper. The second one, I would say it's Viper, it's a Monk, it's Kurumi. The third one is Viper, Temulch, and Tianhai. And in reality, what maybe is the best team you can use is a Monk, Kurumi, and probably Tianhai. These three is probably the best thing you can use. Because a lot of time you can skip Viper's ultimate, you can escape sometimes from Jotunheim's ultimate as well. And Tarka Ji is, it's if you're using my build, the second and third for the passive, maybe it's good for them to be in one team. It's always good to have a healer in your team. As for the weapons, in my opinion, bow is number one. For second weapon, I would say it's Musket, then it's repeating crossbow, then it's Canon, and then it's pistol. And these ones, if you can find them, for the end game, this is better, 100% for souls, and this one for trios, really good. Because you're going to maybe be able to do more damage than with this one. And for the melees, my personal favorite is the Greatsword, then it's Longsword, then it's Katana, Spear, Dagger, and the Bloodripper. But these weapons you won't most likely find them, and at the end, who knows if you're going to be able to make a kill or damage. As for the skins, let's start from the down. For Dagger, this is the best skin for my opinion, and if you can get this one, it looks better with the covers. I have this one, but I think this one is better for the covers, and the other skins are trash for Dagger. For Spear, every skin is trash. I don't need to go through all of them. This is the only serve good one looking that I would say. Longsword, best kill skin, excuse me, is obviously this one. Then it's this is the third one, and the one I'm using currently is the best one. For second place, like these ones are close, but I think this one is better, especially because my main hero is Hime, so it works like really well with her for the skin. And every other is sort of okay. I personally don't mind these ones that are going up like that, but I'm using this one. If I get this one, I'm 100% going to use it. This is the best skin in the game, 100%. And Jotunheim's skin is also the best one. For the Katana, this is number one if you ask me as skin. I really like it. This one is the second one. I like how it glows. And every other is sort of an average, and the third one that I'm using is also good looking, and every other I don't care about them. For the longsword, this one over here is the trashiest skin, and this one is the best one if you ask me. And the golden one looks better than this blue one, and same goes for these weapons that are over here. This one is the best looking because it's golden, and like, I like the way it looks for me personally. For crossbow, every skin is shitty. That's it. For the musket, this skin is nice. To be precise, in this particular one, it looks the best. And this one from these two, they're the same one, but I like these colors better. For the Canon, these two skins are good. I prefer the second one. Every other skin is sort of trash, and this is, it's okay, I would say. For the gun, this skin is sort of okay. This one is number one. This one is the same, but I don't like the colors, and every other skin is trash. For the bow, every skin is sort of trash. I would say these ones that are the expensive ones, they're trash. If this bow in the game was looking bigger than what it is, it could 100% be number one, but because it's looking pretty small. for me is like number 3. This one that I'm using, it's number 2, and this is the number 1. You can pick the color, but I think this one looks best. For this fire one, I don't really like any of the skins. They just don't look good for me. Same goes for this one, for the Flamebringer. Okay, now for the heroes, for the skins. As I said, this is the best skin in the game. This skin, for me, it looks trashy. This skin is okay. The second one, best one, is this one. This is the second best skin in the game, especially if you get this accessory on the back. It looks very nice. And the third one is this one, and there are skins for the monk. I sort of like this one, the red one, and this black one. And every other skin I personally don't like them for the monk. For Kurumi, this one of skins I like, how they look. And there was one over here, I think. No, okay, I'm mistaken. And every other skin is trash. And this is the epic one I got from 100 trophies. For Tarka Ji, this one is for me the best skin. These ones are all the same, and the ones that are lower than that, they are trashy looking. These stuff are way too much for him. Like, it's just way too much dressing for him. And this one is, I personally don't really like it, like how the shoulders are made and how the legs are looking. So in my opinion, this is the only good looking skins. For Matari, her skins are actually really good. This one is awesome skin. This one is very good. This one as well. I don't like these ones, and this one is good, depending on what color you want. But for my hero, I think this one looks better. This skin is good as well, depending on what color you want to have it. It's good skin overall. Her skins are like overall the best looking ones. For Tianhai, I would say this is the best skin. I don't really like that one. I prefer the red one. The skin that I have right now is the second one, and every other skin I personally don't like it, how they look. For Viper, this skin I don't really quite like it how it looks, but it's okay, I guess. This one is the best looking skin for her. This one is the second one. This one is the third one. This is the fourth one. And over here, fifth one skin, freaking good. And where's the red car? Oh yeah, and the default is the next one. So good. So that's it for the video. I really appreciate it to watch the video, and if I've managed to help actually someone and give most likely everything you need to know for the game. Thanks if you watched even my ranking. If you have different ranking, feel free to type it in the comments. I'll be glad to read them. And thanks for watching. Also, if you have any questions, anything, you can check me live on Twitch. I'm every day I'm live at about 8 PM my time. You can see that in my description on Twitch. And that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and I really appreciate everyone who watched, and if I managed to help them out a bit. In the future, maybe I'm going to be making a better looking video or better explained video and much shorter. So thanks again. See you soon.